Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Jordan Brill in the house. Looking forward for Shiprock. Happy New Year. Wheedly Wheeze all over the place. Trying to wheedle my way in and out of life. So is the existence of the guitar player. Just wheedling around. That's an industry term. I want everybody to know that wheedle is an industry term. I'm moving some windows around so I can kind of see the stream, see you guys. I hope that's not adjusting anything on your end. Making sure that the audio's good for everyone. And just testing out some situations here. There we go. She's streaming. Looks like it's good. I don't know at what point we kind of came into the game. But I'm going to adjust this camera right here. Move it forward just a little bit. Boop. Yeah, that should do it right there. Favorite moments from 2023. Let's talk gear. Let's talk players. Gear and players. Man, oh man. There was some slammers. Right off the top of my head. Inspiring players of 2023. Let's not go with... Okay, let's just do a little housekeeping here. A couple of rules on my favorite players of 2023. Rule number 1. No old school players, right? Like I can't sit here and go, oh my God, Steve Morse. Oh man, Tony Rice. That rule's out. Everybody knows I like Eric Johnston. Everybody knows I like Van Halen, Tony Rice, Brent Mason. Can't say those. Rule number 2. Rule number 2 is I can't choose anybody from my home team of Sir. All right. I can't sit here and go, oh man, Ian Thornley, Mateus Sasato, Pete Thorne, Scott Henderson. Like I can't choose home team guys. Right. I like those rules. Rule number 1, no old school cats. Rule number 2, I can't choose favorites from my home team. Okay. So my players coming up right now. Jack Gardner. Jack blistered from one end of 2023 to the other end of 2023. Player number 2, Matteo Mancuso. This right here is just max level. Max level. I love it. I love his lines. If you guys follow me, some of you guys are on Patreon. I put the Shred collab. I'm going to give you a little taster right here. The Shred collab lick that was so good. I'm going to play it slow. You can rewind this. If it's not good enough for you, then go to Patreon. So it's the lick that he comes in with that is a scalder. Yeah, that's how he ends it. What was that? I mean, it's just a nasty one. So one more time. That's like part 1, right? Is getting into that. Love him. I think he's got what it takes. He's got a great tone. He's got a great touch. He's got great musicality. Jack Gardner, like I said. Who else really knocked my face off? Man, this Dylan kid. I got to look him up on Instagram. Make sure I don't blow it. I got to get his name right. So Dylan, what is this guy's name? He is nasty. Dylan Adams. Dylan Adams guitar. Right here. That kid. Follow him. He's got what it takes. Dylan Adams is a monster. Slide player. Like, let's just get some of this. Yes. Yes. He's got it. He's got all of the things that I need to make me happy. Some really great, those are guys that come to the top of the list. Man, of course, I'm going to pick favoritism. I'm going to say Ariel Posen. I'm going to say Joey Landreth. I'm going to say Seth Rosenblum. I'm going to say who else is really just coming out swinging. Nick Johnston never disappoints. He never disappoints. He never misses. I love his playing. Who else is really killing it this year? Here's the thing I love about Nick. Nick's a song guy. He's an album guy. You wanna get his music because of the context of the musicality. It's not just like, hey, check out my chops. Even though he's got just sick chops, right? Yeah. So he's one that I love because of that. New kid on the scene, just moved to town. His name's Kent Crawley. He's a monster. Who else? Shoot. I'm trying to do it from shooting from the hip, right? Just who do I like that comes to mind? Those are top dogs though, for sure, that I love. There's another, I think his name's Matt. Let me look him up, where he is in Nashville. Is that right? Matt? Is it Matt? There is a young kid named Max in Nashville that's doing some. He's gonna really have it right. Matt Sickles, that guy's got it. Yeah, I was trying to find this other guy's name. Is it Mike? I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't know. I don't know that one off the top of my head, but those other ones. Let's just check out. I'm gonna go hit the super chat. Pookie's saying Marshall Harrison. Yeah, Marshall's a great player, man. There's no doubt about it. Marshall is an archetype of a guy that has a lot of chops, like a terrifying amount of chops. I like to hear more songs and original stuff. Marshall's not really a guy that does that. He's more of a guy that's going to play some classical or maybe improvise over a set of changes, which is cool. I'm looking for more original music, like as a completed thing, right? But by that I mean Jack and Owain did a record this year. Matteo Mancuso did a record this year. Like Dylan Adams plays out and plays live a lot. Like that's a big box for me. When you're talking about checking off things that I really like. No shade at all towards Marshall. Marshall, if you're watching this, dude, you're sick. Make albums because I want to hear them, kind of thing. Steve Newsom asks, he says, is that a Phrygian style lick? Not really. No, sir. It's out of A. I'll kind of break down some things that happen in it. And that happen in his solo. This is what I love about Matteo that he's got in his solo that's really cool. A couple of highlights for me, outlining things other than just minor. Like those are Chris Buck and Jared Nichols. Both of those are in. They're in. Chris Buck because of Cardinal Black and is playing on that. Jared James Nichols, for sure. For sure. Okay, so that's like standard A minor rock stuff. Here's one thing that Matteo does that gives me good feels is he outlines some fun. Here's an outside lick that's going to give you a couple of movements that are enclosures. You could just use that in and of itself as its own lick. That'd be like it. Okay. Yeah. So that'd be like its own lick. So Matteo uses it to crawl down. Like that. He's using it to work his way backwards. Let's talk about one of the things that happens there. Here's A. He's giving you flat 9, 5, 7, 1. That's a really slick sound to me. And then the next thing he gives you is like what I would think of as like a D7 over A. So you get this sound. So now let's walk through that. That's a really slick sound too that he uses, and he walks that up in an arpeggio at one point where it's something to the effect of, and he does that big like jump thing, like that kind of thing. I think. It's something like that. I don't know if it's that order. Maybe it's like. I got to go back and watch the solo, but the point is you're getting this D7 thing over A, right? And mixed with rock licks, that sounds really good. Another thing that he gives you in that solo is a really cool kind of traditional bebop line. You can do it down here in the next octave. So that's a really cool line, right? So you get a lot of differdifferent things that move around the key of A without just playing like basic, you know, what do they call it? What do they call it? You know, Instagram culture, basic bitch, right? Like you don't want to do that. I mean, maybe you do. No, you don't. This is a cool way to spice it up, right? So you're kind of looking at flat 5. Now check out, here we're back to that D7 over A sound. There it is again. That enclosure is really nice that he does too. So it's not really Phrygian. That's for Steve. Steve Newsom. That's for you, bro. Jack, yes, for sure. Chris Buck, Jared James. I love the chat right now. Andy Timmons didn't release in 23, but he's still my favorite. Andy doesn't count. He's old school. I know to us, maybe he's not, but maybe he is, but maybe he's not. Andy is, he's like got that cusp kind of thing where it's like, yeah, man, he was freaking 80s shred, danger, danger, right? But that's not what, like, we know him for like the new stuff. Baxty, Adrian is saying Baxty. I'm ready for Baxty to make some stuff. Yeah, he's got some clean chops. Baxty is crispy. I'm a really big fan of what he's got going on. Rick Graham, Rick, yes. I mean, here's my goal. Let's say this. If all of you sign up for Patreon to the point where I can just start funding other people's records and acting as a label, I'll sign all these guys. I'll be the new Mike Varney. How's that? You guys will be the investors in my business model. I'll be the Mike Varney. I'll produce the records. I'll get them out. I'll get the studios. I'll do all the legwork. Y'all just fund it. How's that? That's a deal. All right, cool. Baxi, Tom Quell. Tom, I'm not really counting because him and me and Rick and Andy James and Martin Miller, we're the graduating class. We're all in that same high school graduation. Not going to count those guys. But yeah, I would put all of them in there. Always inspiring. Jason Cooey, incredible. Jason is a master of presentation. So if you guys don't know who Jason is, He plays a lot of Anderson guitars and boogies. He's in Asia. I think he might be, Chuck, correct me if I'm wrong, is he in Hong Kong? He's a great player, really musical, knows how to put together a show. He does a lot of hired gun work for big superstars over there. And he's very slick with his presentation. For example, every guitar player that I like kind of has a thing with their brand, right? Like it's got something that's on brand. Like if you see me live, like a lot of the times I'm wearing a hat. I like hats. So when I play live, I wear the big brimmed hat, a little more cowboy kind of vibe. And one of the things that Jason does with his brand that I like, speaking of branding, I'm trying to keep the conversation together. His brand, man, one of the great photos is like wearing this teal, like kind of suit. His hair is teal. He's playing the teal Anderson, the teal Mesa Boogie half stacks. It's awesome. It looks awesome. Robin Ford always plays great. I got Todd Roy saying something. Basically, Todd, I'm not calling you out, but hey, listen to me. You're saying water is wet. I'm going to quote Todd. Robin Ford is playing amazing these days. Yeah. In other news, Sony owns PlayStation. That's that's obvious. Robin doesn't count. I'm going to say Sean Tubbs does count. Sean is a monster. And I actually hit up Sean a lot and beg him for lessons. I'm just like, Sean, teach me something. But he's like, no, I can't teach. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Sean is incredible. Incredible. Spyro Dusias. I don't know who Spyro is. Spyro to me is a dragon that's on Sony PlayStation. Yeah, start Shrapnel again. I will. If y'all fund it, I'll do it. So Chuck says, Jason's in Hong Kong. Everyone should check out Pixel Invasion. Yeah, check it out. Pixel Invasion. Carson's in the house. Carson's going to help me with my malware. My computer is eat up with it. He's going to help me. So Carson's saying Kevin Como from Crown Lands. That's a good one. Jason has custom color for his boogie gear. Yeah, which is really cool. Dylan Adams is making a splash. Incredible slide playing. Looking forward to hearing what comes of it. Yes, exactly. Dylan has an intangible thing that I really, really love. Alex Skolnick doesn't count. He's been in Testament and he's doing big things. Like he's been doing big things. Alex doesn't count. Alex knows that I love him too. MTB says the wet drive video was insane. Thank you. That was a lot of work. An absolutely excruciating amount of work. I think from top to bottom, that video took a couple of months to get together. John Hayes says, Andy, you commented on the Spyro video. Was kind of picking that guy. Yes, he is crispy clean. He has great. Thank you, John, for the reminder. A lot of the times when I doom scroll or the main Instagram For You page comes up, I'll comment, hey man, it's kill it. You know, if something blows me away, I comment on it. Thank you for the reminder. Spyro is that guy. So yes, he is a monster. Andre Nieri always plays hot. He's a Sir guy. James Evanier always plays hot. He's a Sir guy. We're going to steer clear from the nepotism of that. You know what I mean? Like if I just sit here and just listed off Sir guys, you guys would think, you'd be like, Andy's such a shill. He's a corporate man. How would you guys like a video on endorsements? This is something I've been thinking about. Gearbox, Woodshed compressor, signature guitars. This is something that's been dwelling around in my brain. Ideas for videos this year. First idea, brutal alternate picking. The most brutal alternate picking I've ever tried to do is the Mark O'Connor solo. I'm going to make that video. Video number 2 I'm going to do is a recap from my trip to Italy. Also, I have some really great gear that I'm going to demo in that video. The Cornerstone music gear. Yep, this stuff is great. The thing right there. Oh, yeah, sorry. Can you get it in the picture, Andy, for the love of God? This thing? Yeah, you see it down there at the bottom. It's the Gladio. And another one he's got is this Colosseum. I picked these up when I was in Italy. The guy is awesome. There's Colosseum. It's really, really great. Like, I can't wait to put this to the test. Really great engineer from Italy. And that's going to be a video. We're going to have recap, and it's going to have, performances and stuff from my Italy. I'm going to be leaking new music out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm aiming at March. Chuck knows. Chuck knows where I'm aiming. Now, what will happen before the album comes out, if you want to hear it before it comes out, you got to be a Patreon member. That's going to be a big perk. Patreon members going to get the album couple of months before its actual release. Now, they won't be able to download it. Nobody's going to be able to actually download it. But you'll be able to stream it on your devices and listen to it and even start transcribing it. So Todd Roy says, I'm a huge Robin Ford fan. So I may have used better words. No, it's no disrespect, Todd. It's not that. It's just Robin's always playing great. That was my point. Like, he's played great forever. So, yeah. Chuck says Luca. Luca's another one. Luca, if you watch this, you know that you're my boy, and I love your playing because I comment on it. Luca, you are nasty good. Give me an album. Make me an album. I want to know what your statement is. Make a record. John Hayes says it's hard not to be a Sir guy when they're so nice. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Clifton Wright is a new guy out there killing it. He's staying under the radar. I'm going to look him up right now. Okay, let's do this. Y'all got a guy? I'm going to look him up. This dude says Clifton Wright is the cat. He says he's got what it takes. Let's look him up. Clifton Wright. And I'm using Instagram, followed by Robert Baker. I'm following Clifton. So at some point, he must have played something that got extremely good to me. Here's the Lexicon track. Great tone. Great changes. Yeah. Great changes. Yeah, really kind of Jay Graydon sounding. Love that. Get you some chops, Clifton. Woo! Yeah, that guy's great. I'm gonna back that. I endorse that. Clifton's got what it takes. Some good playing in there. All right. Endorsements will be a good topic. Mark Kirby say he endorses the endorsement idea. Cool. Did you double track the guitars in Junktown, like the intro and stuff? I did not double track the intro. That is a single track guitar with some slapback on it. Let me kind of dial up that kind of tone real quick. First things first, a little bit of slapback goes a long ways. Yeah. So basically one of the things that I'm doing is one of the things I'm doing on my board is I've got two speeds of slapback. One is tight, kind of like a Brent Mason. See how tight that is? Now the other slapback is kind of loose, like a Brad Paisley thing. See how much room's in that? Maybe turn some gain down. Turn some comp on. Yeah. that's kind of the idea right there. So I got 2 slapbacks to choose from. That one, expression pedal back is tight. So for Junktown, it's more about that loose one. And at that point, I'm probably into a different style delay. That's like the breakdown for how I would do Junktown. A really great Brent solo on my new record. I was working on transcribing it out. So I don't have all of it down note for note, but it's got some of those licks in it. I love the descending lick. That thing. God, that thing. I don't remember it. But it's close enough. Okay, now where did we leave off? So that was the Junktown quote. And charisma can't come out quick enough from John Hayes. It's coming at you. Coming at you. I'm way behind on who is new in shred. I don't think it's new in shred, just new. Moray Pringle. Let's look him up. My man, this is going to be Mora. And then Pringle like tater chip. Here he is. So Moray follows me, so he's got good taste. We'll just start off with that. Gets bonus points right there. You already follow me, you're getting bonus points. Here he is. You talking about picks? Really wacky. I love it. That's really cool. Yeah, let's check out what's... He's definitely got that Guthrie thing as far as like the... that thing. Great tone. Nice and bright. I like that. Great playing. I'm just going to comment that. Great playing. That guy's killer. You know what? Moray's getting followed. I'm following him right now. Boom. Follow back. Now he has been followed. Okay. Who else has we got in here? Hannah Wickland is great. Up and coming. That's what Todd Roy says. All right, Todd. Let's look her up. This is Hannah Wickland. There she is. There's Hannah. She does not follow me, so she gets -2 points for Gryffindor. Let's see what she sounds like. Playing an Anderson. I like that. I like that motif. Biddle, 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 biddle. Biddle, biddle, biddle. Yeah, open it up. Yeah, she rocks. She's got an attitude too, which I like. Yeah, I love it. I love it. She's good. That's Hannah Wickland. Tickets are on sale now for the Hell in the Hallway tour. She's got Hell in a Hallway is where she put that hell. Okay. She looks cool. Like on stage, she looks cool. You know what I mean? Playing like the Anderson, Tom Anderson kind of Jaguar looking thing, Jazz Master kind of looking thing. Yeah. Yeah, she's killer. Hello from work, Greg. Hope you are well, my friend. Too bad Blues Sarasano quit doing instrumentals. I mean, he's an old school cat. Yeah. Poo Ninja says, I want to slow that down more than 25%. It's going to take more for my... Well, if you tell me what you're wanting slowed down, I can help you. Just tell me what it is that you like slowed down. Bob says, wasn't the album supposed to be released October of last year? Wasn't Uncle Ben's fault? You know, it was supposed to be released of October last year. You know whose fault it was? The Grammys. Because the Grammy submission. So when you submit to the Grammys, it starts at the end of September and October. And I was like, you know what? I'll just wait then. So that's whose fault it was, Bob. But hopefully we're going to get some good recognition from it. We're real proud of it. I've been sneaking it to some buddies. People like John Petrucci and Ian Thornley and some of the guys. They've been hearing it. Clint Chambers says, hey, Andy, show us that Les Paul back there. I'd be happy to. You guys can check out my green Crocs. Look at these bad boys. Woo! Fashion. Hang on. Coming at you live here from the Woodshed is Eleanor. I don't name all my guitars, but I name some of them. This is Eleanor. Why do you say she's Eleanor? You guys ever seen the car movie Gone in 60 Seconds? It's got Nicolas Cage in it. Nick Cage is in it. And Eleanor is a 1967 GT500, which is my dream car. One of my dream cars. And every time he tries to steal Eleanor, something goes wrong. He can never get it right. Eleanor here is a Les Paul. Now, throughout my lifetime, I have never owned a Les Paul. I've always just used the Les Pauls that belong to Backline or studio companies. And the reason is, in my life, when I would have the cold hard cash, I could never find the right Les Paul. I would go in shops. I would go to Gruen's. I would go all over the place. I'd be like, oh man, I got to find the right Les Paul. Every time I was broke in my life, we're talking broke as a joke, ramen noodle broke, I would bump into the perfect Les Paul. There would be one in Las Vegas. There would be one out here. And it would just be like, I'd play it. I'd be like, oh, I'll never forget. I was on tour one time. There was a Silver Burst and it sounded amazing. Wanted it so bad, broke as a joke, couldn't get it. Finally, the stars aligned. This one, obviously outside of originating at Gibson, it was at Sweetwater. And this is a Murphy. This is a Murphy lab. Favorite color of all time, Lemon Burst. There it is. Not too much flame, not too little. Just kind of cool. Let's tune it up. This is Eleanor. She's great. She's a 58, not the 59. This has a little bit bigger neck on it, which actually I like, because when a thin neck or a shreddy neck shows up, I start getting too chopsy. I start putting too many chops in the wood pile. And that's not what Les Pauls are made for. Not to say that you can't John Sykes it up. But in general, Les Pauls to me are built for sass and attitude. Let's take a listen at her. Get that B string in tune. Of course, G and B always Les Paul. Yeah. That's how you know it's a real one. There we go. Put some delay sauce on it. So the Les Paul put some more top end in that tone. What do you say? Yeah, it sounds great. I love a Les Paul when they sound kind of sound like a fat telly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, it sounds really good. So that's Eleanor, ladies and gentlemen. She rocks. She's a good one. Okay. Robert Valdez with the 5 spot. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. I appreciate the beer money. Thank you so much. He's asking for the signal chain, and the signal chain is very simple. I've got basically 5 presets. Number 1 is clean. I've got my mix for my delay on an expression pedal, so all the way down. Halfway down is nice. Maybe a little bit more. And then preset number 2, that's a Woodshed compressor, and that's it. Preset number 2 is a Woodshed compressor and an Andy Timmons pedal, the AT mod. Yeah. Right, so number 3 is a Pantheon. Here's with the EQ, just a little more brightness. More Zeppelin-y. You know, it's kind of got that thing without the EQ. And then gearbox, which is the creamy kind of thing, you know, like the... That's like my favorite lead tone. And then the highest gain setting is the Andy Timmons app pedal. Really great for that thing. Gearbox. Pantheon. So, there you go. There you have it. Really great Les Paul. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go back to the chat here. Oh, Uncle Ben's not guilty. My stepmom over here is super happy. Oh, stepdad speed. Okay. Wow. You guys really got, here's the thing. I probably played too much guitar just then. I was just really noodling. That's for Clint Chambers. Yep. She's great other than she doesn't follow you. Yeah. Talking about that chick. Yeah. Let's see here. Keep going. Have you sent the record to Steve Morse? It's not been sent to Steve yet, but I'm going to. I can't wait to hang out with Steve. Segue 2024. If you want to come and hang, we got about 50 spots left for Woodshed 2024 with Steve Morse. Holy macaroni. That's going to be awesome. Hope you guys got to see the Rick Beato episode with Steve. It was killer. Super, super great. Here's James Blessing. Love the Lemon Burst. Eyeing one up for a big birthday in March. I too am a birthday boy in March. St. Patrick's Day, if anybody wants to, take notes. Todd Roy says, I can see you figuring it out. Let's see. Saw the Skank Banger show at Open Chord Saturday night. If you saw that show, that means you were invited to that party because that was a private event. So I don't know who you are, DRSTSOOO. But yeah, the new singer with Skank Banger is amazing. Amazing singer. Hankering for Firebirds. Those are good. Luke says, can you show us the Welcome to the Jungle intro? I seen you play it live. I can never figure it out. Happy New Year from England. Okay, here's the thing. I don't do the Welcome to the Jungle intro correctly. I don't do it correctly because I don't use a delay. I fake it with the picking. So this is like without having a delay pedal. I do have a delay pedal, but I use my delay for like a reverb like that, right? Like I'm using my delay pedal to do other things. The way I do it is like I'm kind of doing it with my pick. Like that. I'm doing it like that. So I'm not really doing it right. So I'm doing it like cross-picking it. Like that. So I'm putting the gallop in that the delay pedal that Slash uses. So if you want to do it right, you've got to have the delay pedal to do it right. So he goes. But I'm doing it. Yeah. So I'm cheating. I'm not doing it right. Whatever. That's how I do it. Jimmy Page just turned 80 years old. That's really cool. Deacon says this guitar is warm. It really is. Really is kind of a fat sound. Mark Kirby with the $10 spot. Man, thanks for the beer money. Beer money for that Bella versus the SL68 you did for me recently. Cheers, Mark. It'd be real cool to see the Hedgehog versus Bella sometime like you talked about. Yeah, for sure. I'll actually do that coming up. I'm going to make that a thing. One of the things I've got on the way is a Fryette so I can introduce an effects loop post all of the amps in the KHE. So that's going to be cool. Snuck it in the back door. Okay, there's a joke in there somewhere. Deacon says, I'm not much of a Slash guy, but I love the tune. I love Slash. Slash is one of my favorite players. He's greasy, and it sounds awesome. Every time he plays guitar, I'm just like, yeah, it's awesome. Scott says, hey, Andy, just want to thank you for all the great live streams. You're welcome, Scott. Thanks for hanging out. Watching you play has really helped me bring my playing up a couple of levels. Well, if you want to take it up from there, come hang out on Patreon. That's where it really goes down. We do weekly live master classes. That's going to be going down tomorrow night. Also with Patreon. Actually, we may do that on Thursday. Tomorrow's the anniversary of my dad's birthday. And I usually go over to North Carolina and go see the gravesite and spend some time with him, since he's passed. So I might do that tomorrow. Probably going to do that. Might do the live stream Thursday night. With that said, Patreon is a great hang. A lot of videos, a lot of master classes. So much content is over there. I just uploaded the guitar profiles for that Matteo Mancuso solo, so you guys can chew on that. I did a lesson on the Devil Went Down to Georgia stuff too, which is crazy. By the way, kids call charisma Riz, just FYI. Well, I'm no child. I'm not gonna rob the charisma of its other letters. I'm not gonna do that. Chuck says patreon.com/AndyWoodMusic is where you go to get learnt. Yeah, I'll help you. Get over there. Hang out over there. Scott Manning says, yeah. And then now we're all caught up with chat. Okay, I'm going to go a few minutes longer, just a few minutes, because I want to point out my favorite pieces of gear. Favorite pieces of gear of 2023. The Aquatone Overdrive. This is great. It is outstanding. It is really outstanding. Sexy pedal. Sounds awesome. Aquatone Overdrive. Did the Bell come out this year? Did Bell come out in 2023 or was that 2022? This one's up there if it's 2023. Also, the new revised gig rig with the digital readout. Favorite piece of gear for sure. I think if I have to choose one thing that came out this year that gets the AW Players Pick, Players Choice Award for me personally, drum roll, brrr, Boss SDE 3000. You knew it was coming. You knew I was going to say it. That's the coolest piece of gear that came out this year. They took the thing we all wanted and they made accessible to everybody. The thing that used to be crazy huge and need all this stuff, just buy the Boss EVH SDE 3000 and you have Van Halen's delay settings. That's the winner. That's the best piece of gear that came out this year. You heard it here first. Maybe not first. You didn't hear it first. You just heard it from me first. So that's what I got going on. I'm going to go back into the woodshed, no pun intended, and get back to learning some of these songs for Shiprock. It's a lot of work. Angela, thank you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Carson. I'll give you a shout. We'll get this malware off here. Give me a little bit of time to reset my brain after this live stream, Carson. I'll shoot you a message and we'll hook up, dig a little bit. The UA Lion is really good. It's really good. I think there's a lot of amazing things that came out this year. But could I do kind of what Lion could do before Lion came out? Yeah. Could I do what the Boss SDE did before it came out? No. Could I do it for $542 or whatever it cost? Absolutely freaking not. You had to spend $20,000. The Boss. It's the one. Chris Lester says, cool Les Paul at Suchi. Yeah, this is it, man. You only need one. It's a good one. I say you only need one. You should tell your wives you need way more than one. Because you do. But yeah. With that said, I think that's going to do it for today. You heard my thoughts on players. Scott Manning album stuff. We're aiming at March. However, you can listen to it on Patreon. Hopefully this week. Chuck, is that a thing? Can Patreon members listen to it this week? We think so. We got merch coming out, ladies and gentlemen. We got some basic merch coming out. Just the AW logo, Andy Wood on the shirt, AW on the hat. That's coming out soon. And then we've got charisma themed merch, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait. I cannot wait to show you. So, with that said, Chuck's going to do the links right here in the chat. He's got the Patreon there. AndyWoodMusic.com is coming at you. Chuck's saying end of the week, you'll be able to stream it from Patreon. Woodshed Guitar Experience with Steve Morse. 4 days of jamming, picking. I'm going to have the wet, dry, wet rig set up at Woodshed. Bringing over, Dan and Mick from Pedal Show. And it's going to be, Woodshed 24 is going to be great. So, thumbs ups. Honk if you like the episode. Make sure to stay tuned to the YouTube channel for The Devil Went Down to Georgia. The Devil's alternate picking. That thing's coming next. Then the Italian review. We're going to do some of these pedals in there. It's going to be cool. And then I'm going to do a video for the Aquatone, which is really great. Thank you guys. As always, thank you for an amazing year last year. Seriously. We had a great time last year doing these live streams. It was super fun. I really had a great time. I think you had a great time. And it's great to watch the hang and be a part of the community. So, everyone have a great week. Be blessed. And I'll see you real soon.